phrase, it's only rock and roll, but I like it? Yes, of course you do. Everybody who remembers their favourite pop band, don't they, growing up? Whether you were the Monkees, the Dave Clark Five, were you Donovan, Peter, Paul and Mary? Who remembers the Seekers? Used to love the Seekers, didn't you? Great Harmonies, the Seekers, of course. But there's so many to pick from, isn't there? When you were growing up, your pop act was your pop act. You decided what side of the fence you were going to be. And if your friend liked, say, the Beatles, and you liked the Rolling Stones, well, it could be, yes, quite dramatic, couldn't it? Of course, there were things like Freddie and the Dreamers, Herman Hermits. Do you remember them? Oh, I'm unfolding some memories here, aren't I, of course? But moving forward, then we had the glam rock era of Mark Bolan. Who remembers him? Slade, brilliant sort of bands, weren't they? But now, a man who's made a lot of pop music over the years, some good, some bad, some people might say, is none other than the maestro himself, Simon Cowell. Certain things, though, have hit the buffer since the heady days of American Idol and, of course, X Factor. Let me explain. Hi, morning. How are you? You all right? Thank you as ever. Nice to see you. Yeah, pop music really defines us, doesn't it? You only have to hear a few bars of your favourite song on the radio and you think, oh gosh, you know, you're 13 again, aren't you? Waiting for your pocket money to buy your album, play it on the radiogram, or if you can't afford it, like many of us did, put your cassette tape there. Do you remember that? Trying to record it and then getting annoyed when the DJ spoke over the front of it. Yes, I know. My Forbidden Lover by Chic. I remember the DJ doing that to me. So annoyed. And yet, years later, of course, lucky enough to meet the man himself, the brilliant Nile Rodgers. Now, Simon Cowell is back, all thanks to the fact that he got kind of angry with, when he created One Direction, his last big success of a mega scale, he didn't own the name. And he actually said that recently, that he lost a lot of money by not owning that particular branding. And so now he's back looking to make another boy band again. It's not taken off too well, though, because without the might of a major TV channel, this time it's going to be a streaming giant. Well, there were lots and lots of empty spaces. Years ago, you would have seen sort of like, you know, queuing round the block, but people are very wise to this. You know, I've worked in the music industry a long time, and what you don't realise is when they give you the £1 million record deal, oh yes, it's your debt, because if you make a DVD or you make an album and it doesn't sell, well, they keep taking the money away from you until it does. That could go until you're 60. I could put you in the direction of many pop stars that are still paying back that debt. Yes, that's for the book, isn't it? But now he's decided to ramp it up a little bit because, get this, in desperation to get people to come along and become part of his new boy band, he said, well, it could be a trans member. Yes, I mean, how that's going to sell, isn't it? Can you imagine picking up Smash Hits or Pop Master or whatever magazine you got in your area of the world and thinking, is that a boy or a girl? It just doesn't work. You know, the bottom line is Simon clearly is feeling the desperation and obviously looking for some headlines and trying to tick box, you know, the wokey stuff. What he's really looking for probably is 4 to 5 very good looking teenage boys, perhaps one that could sing, that might help. And then of course around it, as long as you can move a little bit, smile in the right thing and pretend to be friends for about 2 to 4 years, well, you could get it made. Now, the other side of the coin is this: has the pop bubble burst? If you've got grandchildren or children, do they still buy music in the same way that you and I would have done? And were they part of a team, a group? It's interesting, as I often say here on the show, how things move on. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's in the same thing that we remember. Now, if like me, you used to collect picture discs, do you remember picture bags? Kim Wilde, Kids in America, that was a big collector's edition. Will we ever see the likes again? And really, Simon Cowell saying, welcome to the trans world. What is he hoping to sell through that? What do you think? Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.